Ladies and gentlemen, life has a way of testing us, doesn't it? There are moments when we feel shattered, like pieces of our lives are scattered across the floor. Maybe it was a failed dream, a broken relationship, or a mistake that left you doubting your worth. But let me tell you something, your story is not over. This is not where it ends. The first step to rebuilding yourself is to acknowledge where you are. It's okay to admit that you've been knocked down. It's not weakness, it's honesty. And honesty is the foundation on which you rebuild. Remember, even the strongest structures begin with a cleared, stable ground. Next, it's time to shift your mindset. Stop dwelling on what went wrong and start envisioning what could go right. You might have been through the storm, but you are not the storm. You are stronger than mistakes you've made, and your value isn't diminished because of what you've been through. Don't let yesterday's failures rob you of tomorrow's possibilities. Now, rebuilding isn't an overnight process. You won't wake up tomorrow with everything magically fixed, but that's okay. Small, steady steps lead to big, lasting changes. Maybe today your first step is just believing you deserve another chance. Maybe it's letting go of bitterness or reaching out for help. Whatever your step looks like, take it with confidence. One step today, another tomorrow, and before you know it, you've created a new path. But listen closely, who you surround yourself with matters. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who see the greatness in you even when you can't see it in yourself. Be intentional about seeking positivity, whether it's through friends, mentors, or even the content you consume. You can't rebuild in an environment that keeps tearing you down. Lastly, have faith in the process. It's not going to be perfect, and there will be days when you doubt whether you can make it. But trust me when I say this, every challenge, every tear, and every struggle is shaping you into someone stronger and more resilient. Your greatest days are not behind you, they are still ahead of you. So my friends, rebuild yourself, not because you have to, but because you deserve to. You are capable of creating a life that's even more beautiful than the one you lost. Take the pieces of your past, the lessons you've learned, and rebuild something extraordinary. And when you rise, remember you didn't just rebuild a life, you rebuilt yourself. Thank you. Every one of us faces moments in life when things fall apart. It could be a sudden loss, a painful failure, or a series of challenges that leave us feeling broken and defeated. These moments can feel overwhelming, as if the weight of the world is pressing down on our shoulders. But the truth is, brokenness is a part of the human experience. It doesn't make us weak, it makes us real. Acknowledging that brokenness is not an admission of defeat, it's the first step toward healing and rebuilding. When we deny our struggles or pretend that everything is fine, we do ourselves a disservice. Ignoring the cracks doesn't make them go away, it only allows them to grow deeper. Acknowledging brokenness requires courage. It's about looking at your life honestly and saying, yes, I've been hurt. Yes, I've made mistakes. Yes, I feel lost. This honesty is powerful because it creates a foundation for change. You can't fix what you won't face. It's important to understand that brokenness doesn't define you. It's simply a chapter in your story, not the whole book. Some of the most beautiful transformations begin in the darkest places. Think about a seed that has to be buried in the soil before it can sprout and grow into something magnificent. Your brokenness is not the end, it's the soil where new beginnings are planted. When you acknowledge where you are, you create space for hope to take root. Lastly, acknowledging brokenness doesn't mean wallowing in it. It's not about staying stuck in the pain, but using it as a stepping stone to something greater. It's okay to feel the emotions that come with it, grief, anger, regret, but don't let them consume you. Instead, let them remind you that you're human and that healing is possible. Recognizing the cracks in your life is the first step toward rebuilding a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. After all, every masterpiece begins with a broken canvas. Your mindset is the steering wheel of your life. It determines the direction you're heading. If you keep focusing on the failures, disappointments, and setbacks of the past, you'll stay stuck in those moments, replaying them over and over like a broken record. To rebuild yourself, you must shift your mindset from defeat to possibility. This doesn't mean denying what you've been through. It means choosing to believe that your story isn't over and that the best chapters are yet to come. When you shift your mindset, you unlock the door to transformation. A mindset shift begins with letting go of limiting beliefs. These are the thoughts that whisper, you're not good enough, you'll never recover from this, or it's too late for you to start over. These lies keep you trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and fear. But here's the truth, you are capable of so much more than you realize. Rebuilding starts with choosing to replace those negative thoughts with affirmations of hope and strength. Instead of saying, I can't, start saying, I can learn, I can grow, and I can grow at calm. It's also essential to stop seeing challenges as obstacles and start viewing them as opportunities. Every setback carries within it a lesson or a chance to grow. When you shift your mindset, you begin to see difficulties not as punishments, but as preparation. Think about it. Some of the strongest people you know didn't become strong because life was easy for them. They became strong because they chose to rise above the challenges and learn from the struggles. A growth mindset allows you to see each failure as a stepping stone toward success. Lastly, shifting your mindset requires gratitude. Gratitude has a way of transforming your perspective even in the toughest times. When you focus on what you still have, your strengths, your loved ones, your opportunities, you start to see life through a lens of abundance rather than lack. Gratitude fuels hope, and hope fuels action. So take a moment to reflect on the blessings in your life, no matter how small they may seem. When you train your mind to look for the good, you create a mindset that is open to possibilities and ready to rebuild a brighter future. Rebuilding yourself is not an instant process, it's a journey. And like any journey, it begins with a single step. Often when we look at the enormity of the changes we need to make, we feel overwhelmed. It's easy to think, how will I ever get there? But the truth is, you don't need to figure it all out today. What you need is to focus on just the next step. Taking it one step at a time allows you to make consistent progress without being paralyzed by the size of the task ahead. The beauty of small steps is that they are manageable. Maybe today your step is as simple as getting out of bed and choosing to face the day. Maybe it's reaching out to a friend, applying for a job, or forgiving yourself for something in the past. These small actions might not seem significant on their own, but when you string them together day after day, they lead to incredible transformation. Progress isn't measured by how fast you move, but by your commitment to keep moving forward. Taking one step at a time also teaches you patience and resilience. It's tempting to want instant results, but lasting change doesn't happen overnight. Imagine trying to build a house you wouldn't expect to finish it in a day. You lay one brick, then another, and over time you create a structure that can stand the test of time. The same is true for rebuilding yourself. Each small step is a brick in the foundation of the new, stronger version of you. And every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory worth celebrating. Finally, taking one step at a time helps you stay present. When you're too focused on the destination, you can miss the beauty of the journey. Every step you take offers an opportunity to learn, grow, and discover more about yourself. By staying in the moment and giving your best to today, you'll find that the future starts to take care of itself. Remember, the path to rebuilding isn't a race. The people and environments you surround yourself with play a critical role in your journey to rebuild. Think of yourself as a plant. You need the right kind of soil, sunlight, and care to grow. If you're constantly in an environment that's full of negativity, criticism, or doubt, it's like trying to grow in rocky, infertile ground. To rebuild yourself, you need to intentionally choose to surround yourself with positivity, people, places, and influences that uplift, encourage, and inspire you to keep moving forward. Positive relationships are at the heart of this process. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, even when you struggle to believe in yourself. These are the friends, family members, and mentors who remind you of your worth, your potential, and your ability to rise above the challenges. They don't tear you down or dwell on your mistakes. Instead, they celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Positive people not only offer emotional support, but also challenge you to grow by seeing the greatness within you that you may not yet see in yourself. Lastly, creating a positive environment requires you to set boundaries. Not everyone in your life will understand or support your journey. That's okay. It's important to limit the time you spend with people or in situations that drain your energy or keep you stuck. This doesn't mean you have to cut people out completely, but you do need to protect your peace and prioritize your growth. Surround yourself with positivity, not because life will suddenly become perfect, but because it will give you the strength and clarity to navigate the imperfections and keep rebuilding with confidence. Rebuilding yourself is a journey of uncertainty, and one of the most important things you need is faith in the process and faith in yourself. It's easy to feel discouraged when you don't see immediate results or when the road ahead seems long and unclear. But understand this, transformation doesn't happen in a day. Just like a seed doesn't sprout overnight, rebuilding takes time, patience, and trust. Faith allows you to keep moving forward even when you don't yet see the finish line. Having faith in the process means believing that the work you're putting in now will lead to something better, even if you don't see the rewards right away. There will be days when it feels like nothing is changing, but remember, progress is often invisible at first. Think about how a tree grows its roots, dig deep into the soil long before the first leaf appears. Similarly, your efforts to rebuild might not be immediately visible, but they're laying the foundation for something stronger and more beautiful. Trust that every step you take, no matter how small, is contributing to your growth. Faith also requires you to embrace setbacks as part of the journey. There will be moments when you stumble, when old habits creep back, or when life throws new challenges your way. But these moments are not failures. They're opportunities to learn, adjust, and keep moving forward. Having faith in the process means understanding that setbacks don't define you, they refine you. Every time you rise after falling, you become stronger and more resilient. Trust that even the hard days are shaping you into the person you're meant to be. Finally, having faith in the process means believing in a brighter future, even when the present feels heavy. Faith gives you hope, and hope gives you strength to keep going. Visualize the person you're becoming and the life you're creating. Hold on to that vision, even in moments of doubt. Remind yourself that the process of rebuilding is not just about reaching a destination, it's about becoming the best version of yourself along the way. When you have faith, you'll find the courage to keep going, knowing that every effort, every struggle, and every victory is leading you to something greater.